Entry class next. It's class 45, commercial heifer show. We've got Austin Landry from Calhoun Falls, South Carolina, leading this off. Then we've got Ty Morton, also from Calhoun Falls, South Carolina, and Gavin Moore, Eagle Springs, North Carolina, to finish us up.
I think this is probably the biggest discussion we'll have all night because the three of them are different. And obviously we've got breed differences, but I still think if we're just discussing kind, I think there's some things to be discussed. So I'm gonna walk you through what I see in each one of them individually, just down the line. And we're not gonna place them in, I'm just gonna talk on this heifer right here. I think one that's got some extension in front of her shoulder. She's clean in terms of her neck, hind, her head set. I like her top line, and I think the bend of her hind leg is pretty good. She's probably not the best in terms of her rib cage, and the softness of her flank could be stout and done. But I do like her skeleton and her structure. Gentleman's heifer right here. I think if you're going to label one kind of the power piece in class, it's her, because she's very, very stout. Out of the back of her shoulder, really big hip, really full-bodied, and I still think gives you a look from the side that represents quality. Need to clean up her ankle ever so slightly and clean her up in her chest, but I still think she's functional, but like I said, very powerful. And then we get down here, brindle heifer, and I think this is where things get interesting because obviously she's the oddball out here, but what is she as an individual? That thing is very thin, she's very refined, look at the top line, and I think in this class, she's the best structured for sure. She's got the right kind of forerib shape, the right kind of lower body, obviously gives up some power in relation to the two heifers in front of her. So you've got some debate here. I think if I stick to my guns, go with the ones that I've used all day. Historically speaking, I pick good-looking, sound-footed cattle that are right in their joint work. The heifer that fits that mold the best is the gentleman's brindle in the back. She'll be a class winner. From there, we'll come up here to gentleman down here will be third. A lot of difference. That's how I see them today. Interesting class, top to bottom. Congrats to those exhibitors.
All right, let's give a big round of applause to Gavin Moore with the winner in that one, followed by Ty Morton. And finishing out the class was Austin Landry. We're going to finish up our...
as a breeding piece kind of moving forward. I still think amongst that, there's a pair of them that sort up in my mind, and I think they do so pretty quick. And I still think with that, there's one that's just a little more my speed in terms of joint work and just proportions from the side. Gentlemen right here will have your champion. Young man over there in the cowboy hat will have reserve.
From Clinton, Tennessee, followed by Grant Wagner from Trinity, North Carolina. Sorry, let me correct that. We've got Ethan Giles from Clinton, Tennessee, and Grant Wagner from Trinity, North Carolina. We've got two in this class.
We get into one of my favorite breeds for sure, and I'm going to leave them like they came in. This heifer right here, she's very good right now. She's going to look incredible as a bred. Her look, build, skeleton is very, very good. I love her joint work, and I still think just in terms of how she proportions in motion is right. Still reads with some power up high and from behind. Rib cage is going to come later. I'm not worried about that. She's young. But that look from the side is very, very good. This heifer right here, the red heifer is one that I think just in terms of her hump shape and having some performance, having some length of skeleton, and still reading with some shape from behind, I don't mind her at all. I guess the biggest thing I get on her about compared to her winner, she's maybe not just as attractive down through the front portion of her skeleton, maybe a little rounder in her hip, but a nice way to start off the Brahman show. Congrats to those two.
Next up, we have a single entry. Class 49, this is Jackie Phillips from Eagle Springs, North Carolina.
Really nice single entry, and I love just how ladylike this one is up front. I think she's feminine, pretty refined, and just in terms of how she gets out and go, like just the set of her shoulder and knee. You know, she needs to be picked up a little bit out of her hip, but I think it gets her hind leg up underneath her ever so slightly. But standing still, that's a female that's got a lot of quality. Like how clean she is in her navel, like the shape of her hump. Really nice female that in my mind could stand a lot more competition. Really, really nice single entry.
All right, congratulations, Jackie Phillips, class 49. We've got another single entry class. This is class 50. This is shown by Sienna Briles out of Trinity, North Carolina.
Another good single entry and beautiful color. I love just her color, but I think it only exemplifies just how good I think she's going to be as a cow. I think that's where this one kind of fits the mold for me. Just really bold, really stout, dimensional. Love her, just how she gets out and goes. Got the right shape to her navel, beautiful hump, and I still think is proportional in her build. Maybe has a little more leather than maybe some of the younger ones we're going to see. That doesn't bother me as much. I just like her cow character and utility. That one's going to be fun to see when we get her into production. Really nice single entry.
All right, great job, Sienna Briles. Next up, finishing up our Brahma class, our Brahma breed, we've got another single entry. This is Carson Moore from Eagle Springs, North Carolina. One Brahma bull.
think we're wrapping up the Brahman deal right here, but you're doing a good job getting her presented. Get her head up. I like the way she's built through the front portion of her skeleton. Good top line, good hip and hind leg. You know, she may not be as stout as some other ones we've seen. I may want to fix her hump shape ever so slightly, but a clean navel one that's got power, got some performance, and really nice way to lift the Brahmins. Congrats to this young.
All right, congratulations, Carson Moore. We're now going to have our drive for Brahman champion breeding heifer. So let's get our class winners back in here. That's Ethan Giles, Jack Phillips, Diana Brundle, Brian, and Carson Moore.
Well, they told me I was judging Brahmins today, and I kind of got fired up because I've got kind of a soft spot in my heart for these things now. People always ask, you know, what do you do as a judging coach? Obviously, raising livestock gets tricky with all the travel. This year, I've actually kind of fiddled in the Brahman deal and bought some embryo packages, wanting to kind of get something started, just because these things are interesting. We spend a lot of time running the road looking at them. And just trying to find ones that have quality and balance in skeleton, regardless of breed, is pivotal. So for those of you that maybe aren't used to these things, they're still cattle, they just got a hump and a little more leather. So try to come out here and find the ones that hit you right from the side, get you fired up in terms of skeleton. And that's what I do regardless of breed, regardless of species, honestly. The one that I think is just tremendous in terms of their look, their skeleton, and kind of projecting these things out. Champion Brahman heifer is going to come out of that first class. We'll follow up with our second class winner for reserves. Well, not a hard decision, but I do think a bull that deserves discussion. I think he's got a lot of good. That bull is very rugged, very stout, very dimensional. Love the shape of his body, and I think the angle of his sheath is right. Testicle size is appropriate, hump shape's right. I just think that's a bull that's got a lot of good. And, you know, traveling around looking at these things, there's a lot of operations that could benefit from a sire like this. Like I said, I hate to get the easy win, but it's still a win. I think that bull's got a bright future ahead. I'd be excited to see what these sires kind of moving forward. Nice single entry. Congrats once again.
All right, congratulations, Jackie Phillips. Takes the Brahma Bull Show.
There's been one that I've liked. He's got one issue that I want to fix, but I think that's minuscule for what's out here. In my mind, he looks like it still looks athletic, still looks right in terms of his body shape and power. Champion Bull's going to be the hurdle. That's the one that I'm going to use for reserve.
That'll be the Brahman. From there, I think it gets tricky between two of them. I think you got one that's masculine and rugged. You got one that's a little neater to look at. I really like their face.